Welcome back to another video, guys. This is just a really quick one. I'm getting a lot of requests in the comments for more of these force feedback wheel setup guides, specifically the Logitech G920 to 29 and the Thrustmaster stuff, because I have already done a few. I am going to do as many as I can for the bigger titles out there, the bigger games and the more popular sims, because I have the equipment here to do it. And whilst there are plenty of videos out there where people are sharing their settings, they don't necessarily explain as clearly as perhaps I would like what each setting does, and to then enable you to be able to tweak things a little bit yourself, knowing exactly what you're doing, rather than just saying, here's my settings, use these. I'd rather sort of educate people a little bit so they understand what each setting does, so you can tweak things knowing what you're doing, rather than just adjusting sliders or values and hoping for the best. And there's even a few videos I've seen out there where people are trying to explain what the settings do and how they work and what they mean, and they've got it wrong. Obviously, they're not doing it on purpose. You don't know what you don't know, and mistakes happen. So, yeah, for those of you that have been asking in the comments, there will be more of these setup guides coming. I just don't want to bore my subscribers with a bloody wheel setup video every Friday. So I'll try and do them as often as I can. I'll try and squeeze them, in midweek or something in between my usual Friday sim racing video, so as to not bore people. But yeah, if you do have requests for specific games, like people have been doing, or specific sims, to have, setting up the force feedback, the wheel settings, the calibration, anything to do with that sort of technical side of things, by all means, drop a comment and ask, and I have got a list, and I'll add it to the list if I haven't already done a video for that. So feel free to do that. I've also got a couple of videos coming showing how to properly set up a clutch pedal, because that's something else I see that's quite often missed, and it varies greatly depending what game you're in, what pedals you've actually got, whether they're Fanatic, whether they're Husingveld, whether they're Logitech. It varies massively how you should be setting the settings up for those. So there's going to be a video coming dedicated just to how to properly set up a clutch pedal. There's also going to be one coming out dedicated to how to properly set up a Logitech brake pedal, because some people who have bought the G920 or G29 complain the pedal's too hard as it gets towards the end of the travel. They can't achieve 100% braking and things like this. That modification, other people would just say take the rubber out. I don't agree with that. Don't take the rubber out. The way it hardens up at the end gives as realistic a feel as you can from a non-low cell pedal, in my opinion. And I like that. And once you reach that hardened area, that hardened portion, you can genuinely modulate the braking much better than without it, at least in my opinion and in my experience. So there'll be a video coming out showing you how to properly set that up as well, so that you don't have this issue with not reaching 100% braking, and so you can get it to feel how you want it to feel. These are settings in the games, not physical changes to the pedals. But yeah, so technical setup videos, force feedback setup videos, pedal setup videos, clutch, brake. I've got a lot of them to do. There's a lot of different games and sims out there to do them for as well. But it will mostly be for the Logitech wheels and the Thrustmaster wheels, because all the Thrustmaster wheel bases are set, apart from the really cheap T80 and T150, which you shouldn't even be, TMX, etc. You shouldn't even really be considering those, because you can get better for less money, especially if you look secondhand. So these will be aimed at the T300, the TX, which is the same wheel, TSPC Racer, TSXW, again, they're the same wheel. T500's an old wheel. If you've got a T500, you probably had it a while, you probably already nailed your settings anyway. If you're looking at buying a T500 today, I probably wouldn't do it. I'd even recommend a TX or a T300 over a T500. It's just old, it's loud, it's clunky, it's not as refined. The newer Thrustmaster wheels are better, if you're looking to get one now, of course. If you've already got one, that's fine. It's still got a reasonable amount of torque, and it does a job, but it's not as refined as the newer Thrustmaster stuff. Anyway, I'm waffling on a little bit. The whole point of the video was just to say, yes, I'm going to get more of these technical setup force feedback videos out for different wheels and different sims and different games. Just be patient with us. I don't want to bore everyone with one every week. Plus, I have to try and find the time to do it in between the rest of my life and the rest of the videos I'm trying to do as well. So yeah, that's it really for today. Thanks for watching. Any requests, stick them in the comments. Thanks very much for those of you that have donated in the last week since the last video. I do very much appreciate that. It really is going to help things move forward. And as always, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.